Hello, everyone, and welcome back to week 2 of our Made at Home Fighting Chronic Disease series. My name is Amy. I'm a health educator with the Department of Public Health here at the West Central Health District, partnering with Becca Stackhouse, who is your Family and Consumer Sciences agent with the UGA Extension Office in Crisp County. I hope you guys joined us last week. If not, be sure to go back and watch. But we talked a little bit about diabetes. So this week we are going to jump in to talking about hypertension. So before we get started, I just want to remind you guys, as we're talking about these different chronic diseases, it's super important that you are in touch with your doctor and talking about your specific health needs and making sure that you're communicating with them and getting your doctor's input. As we're going through this series, we'll give you some general information about these chronic diseases and some general health and nutrition tips, but that cannot compare to specific advice from your doctor. With that being said, hypertension is also known as high blood pressure. And this chronic disease can cause a lot of different negative effects in your body. Long-term, it can cause kidney problems, stroke, heart failure, blindness, heart attacks. So it's definitely important that you're monitoring your blood pressure. And if you find that it's high, that you're talking to your doctor and making sure that they're monitoring it alongside of you. You could be at an increased risk if you don't have high blood pressure, but want to know if that's a risk for you. Some risks include having a family history of high blood pressure, being overweight, eating a lot of foods that are high in salt, or not getting any regular exercise, are just a few of the factors that can cause an increased risk in high blood pressure. But like we talked about last week, there are some different health and nutrition things that you can do to help manage these different chronic diseases. So for hypertension, we're going to talk about a couple things. First, we'll talk about increasing fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, nuts, and legumes. So that's really looking at whole foods, so staying away from more processed things and going for these whole foods. Fruits, veggies, whole grains, that's something that's going to come up a lot throughout the series. We talked a little bit about it last week with diabetes. It'll come up again, I promise. Another thing you can do is limit your saturated and trans fats. Limit your sodium, so that's salt. Red meats, sweets, and sugar-sweetened beverages. A lot of these you may not even realize how much sugar you're intaking, especially with sodas, sweet teas. A lot of different beverages are loaded up with sugars, and you don't even realize how much your body is taking in. So that's something important to be aware of and try and limit as much as possible, which is why reading your food labels is so important. Making sure you're aware of how much sugar is in the food that you're eating, how much saturated and trans fats there are, how much salt, which will be written out as sodium on your food labels. You can also look into the DASH diet. So this is Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. That can give you a lot of good meal ideas on how to best lower your risk or maybe help manage your high blood pressure. So with all those tips in mind, we are going to jump over and join Becca in cooking a nice high blood pressure friendly meal. And I will see you guys next week.
Hi guys, welcome to week 2 of our Made at Home episode. So thanks to Amy, we just talked about hypertension a little bit and what a healthy lifestyle choice looks like. And did you know that a healthy diet can be a big part of that? Your nutrition is huge in your chronic disease management. So today we are going to talk about a spicy baked fish. So I actually pulled 2 different kinds of fish for us. So I've got tilapia and I have salmon. And so we've got both and we're going to make both of them so that you can kind of see that choose. And then you're gonna cut it, and it serves 4 people over rice or quinoa. Either one is your choice. But over rice, you're gonna get about 192 calories. You're gonna get potassium, magnesium, you're gonna get fiber, you're gonna get your protein. You'll get about 23 grams of protein in this. And beauty is it, you know how it was cooked. So what we're gonna do is we have a spicy mixture. So this recipe just calls for a salt-free spicy seasoning. So we're just gonna sprinkle that over both of our fish. And while we're doing this, our oven is currently preheating to 350 degrees. So we're just gonna put our seasoning on. Then we're gonna drizzle our olive oil over the top of it. And then it's gonna cook in the oven for about 15 minutes. So we'll check back on it in 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, our tilapia and salmon are ready for you to put over that rice and enjoy for a healthy meal.